Alright guys, Subscriber here again today. Yesterday, a couple more announcements related to the New York spot, so we're going to go through that today, in addition to a load of other rumours related to the names of the teams that are going to be in next year's franchise league. It's pretty late here, that's why it's all darker behind me, but hopefully the lighting is still not too bad. I've tried to set it up decently, so yeah, like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always. Firstly, Adam Fitch, UK Esports Reporter of the Year. A couple of weeks ago now, he said the trademark for London Ravens had been filed on the 9th of September. Meaning, or at least implying, and when we looked at the classes that it's under it with relation to video gaming, sports team, public relations, apparel, and these kind of things. Then he follows up today with a trademark for the London Royal Ravens was filed on September 25th, so a couple of days ago. So clearly Adam Fitch is still scouring the website here, and yeah, just to follow up with some things related once again to apparel. So interesting situation. Its classification seemed to be geared towards merchandise rather than esports team, so maybe the actual team is going to be called the Ravens, but then some of the merchandise is going to be under the Royal Ravens or something like that. It's a little bit interesting, but I thought I'd bring that to your guys' attention, and yeah, this was the full screenshot. Now this has come out over the last 24 hours or so, and I don't know how true this is. I believe that Zero was saying in Kroenke's Discord, which I'll leave links down below if you guys would like to join it, that some of these are true and some of these aren't so true. The colours apparently are pretty accurate, but the names aren't yet. So the Dallas Envious I don't even think would be really possible because it's too related to Envy and they operate in other esports still. The Los Angeles OpTic is rumoured, the London Ravens, the Los Angeles Gorillas, and the Toronto Ultra. The other ones I think are mostly like kind of wish lists for whoever has created this. There's some here which apparently aren't necessarily true, but it's still an interesting thing to consider that some of these could be the names. Who knows whether this guy is just guessing or whoever put this together, and whether there's something going on behind the scenes here. But the colors apparently have some degree of validity to them. Interesting for me that the London Ravens aren't going for any like blue, they're going for blue, they're not going for like red. The red, white and blue would kind of make sense, would it not? But then again, maybe that's what the Paris team will go for, but they're not going for that either. So I don't know. What we do kind of know is that Activision ensure that the teams have to choose set colors, and they have to choose set like logo styles for which to build their logo around, because that's part of creating an entirely new brand to go into the league. So as we've said many times, very interesting times, and things are changing very significantly, but the main colors for all these teams will be very different. These could be related to them, but there's nothing confirmed as yet, so I'll take it with a pinch of salt for sure. Probably a pretty damn big one, because we don't exactly know what's going on here, but maybe this is rumored, maybe there's some basis in reality. There's probably some smidgen of truth to both elements of that. This is a very interesting thing. Manchester City, a huge football club here in the United Kingdom, they're proud to announce the launch of our partnership with FaZe Clan. Now, for some reason, this image isn't loading for me, but some really interesting stuff. I'll probably go into detail on this in a few days' time, exactly what FaZe Clan are bringing to the party, but a lot of organizations that are involved in sports are trying to expand into esports, and FaZe Clan is a very accessible brand. They're not going to be in Call of Duty this year. Of course, a lot of their players have just gone and signed with New York, which we'll go into in a second, and they've had some interesting things lately, signing Cold Zero to their CSGO team, and of course all the Tfue drama that we've had a few months ago. So this is a very interesting announcement. I may touch on it in coming days, especially if more things come out surrounding it, because and look more detailed into the article and exactly what FaZe Clan are bringing to the party, because it's a pretty damn big deal for esports once again to have something on this level of nature. Okay, so Journey tweeted the following here. Big shout out to Rusty J-Slay and Boosted Club. That are the best agency in the world for sure. Can't wait to start the season. Definitely saying pretty much here that he's been signed, especially, of course, Madrid, Barcelona, Spain. They didn't get a spot in the CDL this year, but, he tweets out this global emoji, kind of implying that he's going somewhere abroad. Probably somewhere in the States. Of course, the world emoji here does have the States based, but, not really too much to read into there. But he is linked to Toronto, so let's keep that in mind. Seems, of course, one of the best Spanish players this year, at one point considered. I think Pac-Man said at one point he felt he was one of the top 5 players in the game, which I thought was a bit ambitious, but still, fair play. Moving onwards then, we have Atlanta Call of Duty announced, as I predicted a couple of days ago from what I'd heard, let's just mute that for a second, they announced EasyMac as their analyst, of course, James Crowder replays, whatever, as their head coach, then RJ as their assistant coach, and now EasyMac, who worked with RJ and Celium, who's rumoured to be on this team in the previous season, is going to be here as well. The rumoured roster, let's not forget, Simp, Abizi, Major Maniac, Celium, and Priester, so hell of a squad. They've done well with the coaching stuff. I won't play you the video because I've got other videos to play related to the New York City spot in just a couple of minutes time here, but yeah, if you guys want to go check this out, feel free to go down to their Twitter at ATLCOD. So fair play to EasyMac. He's really living the dream right now, you know. Only a few months ago, he was posting scoreboards on Twitter and just doing stuff, he says, as he says in the video, doing stuff for followers, you know, trying to get his name out there a little bit. And within just a few months, he's picked up the FaZe clan, and now he's making bank on a franchise spot. So really crazy scenes, and couldn't be happier, right? Moving onwards then, this is related to the Black Ops 2 tournament coming up this weekend. It's going to start tomorrow and then continuing Sunday. I didn't actually realise it was going to be a LAN tournament. I thought that this was like an online tournament, like a fun throwback thing. But yeah, it's on LAN at Esports Stadium. Now, I'll leave the Twitch link down below if you guys want to follow their Twitch to make sure you don't miss any of it when they go live tomorrow. I think Hitch said noon both days, so, but I'm not exactly sure what time zone he's referring to there. But yeah, this is what Mutek says. This is the arena, which honestly is mad. So Team Summertime, of which Hitch of course is a part, or the I don't know, the founder, whatever. That's kind of the thing that he's going on with TST, and yeah, hosted by Esports Stadium. It doesn't this look damn really cool? So yes, this is related to that event as well. The Locker Esports Locker says twitch.tv/esports stadium. Will we see Hex in the booth for Team Summertime at November Invitational tomorrow? So pretty cool stuff, and yeah, this is the Twitch link that I will leave linked down below. Now, I thought this was pretty cool. I thought I'd run through the esports awards for the the 2019 edition. I believe that the event is sometime in November, so it should be pretty damn cool. And yeah, here we go. Esports Coach of the Year finalists. We have James Crowder, of course, as we just talked about, formerly known as Replays, and Facento in here as well, of course, World Championship winners. Other names you may be aware of, I mean, Adren and Zonic I know from CSGO. The other ones I'm not so familiar with. Then we have Esports Host of the Year. Katie Bedford is on here. So is Machine, of course, we know he's been in CoD before. So is Golden Boy, so of course as Chris Packett. So fair play to them. Of course, like one of these individuals will end up winning. Esports Caster of the Year, we have Sedakist, of course, from CSGO. Monte Crisco, well-known individual. Courage as well gets on here. Pretty much has only casted like Fortnite and stuff this year, but pretty much deserving of a spot given the amount of people he was casting to right this year. Maven's here again, and Mr. X as well, he's formerly been in CoD, and Benson, of course, also makes it. And Console Rookie of the Year, we have Simp, we have Abizi, we have Celium, we have Dylan, we have Envoy, all from Call of Duty, so that's great to see. And then Console Player of the Year, Simp is here again, as is Kenny, interestingly. He was the Rookie of the Year last year, so he's in the Console Player of the Year finalists this year. Interesting, really, given that he's like, it wasn't exactly spectacular the entirety of the season. He was really, really good at the end, was Kenny, but not necessarily one of my, like, top 5 console, you know, not one of my top 5 players of the year, right? But Octane definitely deserves it, and then Clayster is an interesting shout. Fair play that he won his first 2 championships after 1,400 days, but still interesting to have him in there. And then PC Rookie of the Year, not relevant to us. PC Player of the Year, not relevant to us. Esports Organization of the Year, 100 Thieves are on here. You know, Team Liquid, E-United actually did make it, which is fair play to them. And that's pretty much all there is to discuss on this one. So moving onwards then to this New York City team. Zuma tweets this, of course, he was confirmed yesterday, or maybe even the day before now, yeah, for sure, being on this New York City team. And we knew what the rest of the rumors were surrounding this roster, but Temp, Accuracy, and Zero have since been announced onto the team. Maybe Attach by the time this video is going live, but Attach is rumored to be the 5th. And he's been doing some baiting back and forth in playing. He's not going to be with the team, saying, oh, you know, good luck, former teammate, like, hope you do well and whatever. Probably he's going to be on this squad. It makes a lot of sense. It's a very interesting team, as I talked about, given that Temp and Accuracy were on Splyce this year, where Accuracy got dropped off the team, of course. And interesting to see these guys end up playing together again. But I will play you guys the videos here. Accuracy looking pretty fresh in this one. You know, it's interesting the way they're doing these announcements, right? Minnesota by far has the sickest one so far with the silly Assault and God RX announcement with Brian Saint as coach. you know, they've just got the individuals here to do their own videos and have a chat about stuff, which I will play for you guys, as I said, in a second here. But, you know, it's not the best quality by any means, especially these first couple. The 0-1's a little bit better, but I'm sure you guys will find out now.
What's good, my brothers? It's Donovan, also known as Temp, also known as the Marksman, also known as the Chosen One, also known as Young Kyrie. I'm here today to announce that I am joining the Ambox family and the Call of Duty New York team. Wow, great feeling. I can't wait to make you guys proud. I can't wait to play on my new team. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get it started. Go.
What's up, guys? Accuracy here. I'm excited to officially announce I'm joining the Ambox family, and I'll be representing New York in the upcoming Call of Duty season. I'm ready to make the supporters of the greatest city in the world proud, and I'm looking forward to being in the concrete jungle.
Hi guys, Zero here. Just like to announce that I've joined the Ambox family, and I will be representing New York in the CDL 2020 season. Ever since New York got announced that it was a spot, I had to come here. It was my desired destination. I hope you guys continue to support me as a player, support the organisation, support the roster we put together. It's a really good roster, and I'm excited to be a part of it. And hopefully we bring some championships home for New York. That's the main goal, and that's what I'm going to do. Thank you.
So as I said, Attach is rumoured to be the final player. We will find out exactly what happens there in the coming days, and when that full roster does get announced, as I'm sure it will, maybe tonight, maybe in the coming days, who knows. When it does, I'll talk about that roster in depth, and of course, when all the announcements come out over the next few weeks and months, really, then we can really start to have the discussion as to who won Rostermania, what are the best teams, and there's some very exciting ones. Interesting, of course, to see Zero, one of the best European players of all time, being now on that North American squad, permanently in New York, of course, playing with all-American players, no longer has scraps in his team like he did in the FaZe Clan days. Kind of suits his personality, and really cool to see him have that kind of success. Hopefully this team will be competitive, and it gives us guys from Europe and the UK kind of another team to support, right? Like, even if we might not necessarily have too much representation in New York, at the same time, because Zero's there, we're kind of thinking, you know, mate, we'd like to see them do well, right? Or at least that's my perspective. I'm sure a lot of you guys are from the UK are in a pretty similar boat. So anyway, Racim, Blazed, and Parasite says, just to finish off with here, really showing that they might not be in the best spot. He says, path to pro, baby. And of course, there was that clip I showed you guys a little bit ago related to Rallied, when he said that he thought Blast was like the best player not to be picked up yet. And this kind of implies that that might indeed be the case. And Parasite says, can't wait, let's run it back, saying that both of them are in difficult situations right now. And Tommy did another tweet to the extent of that earlier as well. Just to finish off with here, thanks to Javito's Way for getting in contact with me on Twitter regarding this. He looked up Andbox, and I didn't really know who they were as well, that you guys might be thinking, who are they from that New York City announcement? The home of New York's premier esports teams were establishing a winning tradition following NYXL's inaugural season in the Overwatch League, owning both the league's best record and overall MVP. We're just getting started, so pretty interesting. I thought I'd bring that to your guys' attention in case you were not aware, as I certainly was not. So if you guys want to reach out to me on Twitter and DM me anything you find interesting, or at me in any tweets, the link is down below, and I should be able to see everything that you get in contact with me in that way. So yeah, like, if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new. As always, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.